Yo, what's going on? What's happening? Hear me out. All is relevant. Hear me out real quick. A lot of people are wondering where I'm at right now, being that I moved out of the United States. You know what I mean? And some people are assuming, because I said in previous videos that I have family in the West Indies, in particular, Nevis, that I'm here. You know, I'm here in Nevis, and that's far from the furthest truth. You know, and if it's not that, they're trying to figure out how I got out of the country, you know what I'm saying, financially. You know, and some people, I've read it in the comment section of the videos that I've done, you know, as of lately. Some people have said that I withheld my rent money back from my landlord and got evicted, and I used that rent money that I collected throughout the months to move out of the country. And that's another far from the furthest truth. The reality of it is if I wanted to come back to the United States and pick up where I left off at, I can do it today. I have my furniture, winter clothes, kitchen appliances, all types of everything, washing, dryer, all of the things that I need in order to make a house, in order to turn a house into a home. And I have no evictions on my credit. And it's just crazy that nowadays I have to accept that I'm dealing with a new type of Negro. This new Negro has no boundaries. That they can say whatever they want to say. They can lie about you and all the rest of that. And it's crazy to me, man. Like, I'm still trying to adapt to this new Negro. You see, this new Negro hasn't evolved. They've devolved. They've morphed into something far more sinister and evil that I can ever imagine that a black man or a black woman could be. Yeah, I've had my fair share of frenemies. People that I thought that were my friends in the past, and they weren't. But these new Negroes, I don't know what they are. I don't know what to call them. All I know is there's no way in the world I can associate myself with them, because I can't wrap that around my head on how a man can justify gossiping about another grown man. I don't understand that. And the reality of it is man, I'll never tell you all where I'm at, because I made that mistake before. When I did tours around Charlotte, I told all the black people to move to Charlotte. And when they moved, Charlotte instantly, like overnight, turned into something that I would never imagine it could turn into. So no, not this time. I made a mistake with Charlotte. I'm not going to make that same mistake with the place that I live in right now, the country that I live in. That's real talk. Because see, I ain't got no new Negroes or niggas that live beside me or stay a couple blocks away from me. And here in this country, I got a peace of mind. And the reason why I got that peace of mind is because it ain't no niggas around. No new Negroes at that. Which brings me to this point. Down there in good old Atlanta, they got a bunch of new Negroes. And everyone's trying to figure out, why is there a mass exodus out of Atlanta? I know why. Because, see, California had their time. New York had their time. Now, Atlanta had their time, and their time has expired. That you can't sell black folks, market and advertise Atlanta like how you used to. That people such as myself and others have fucked around and found out that Atlanta is not the new Mecca. That Atlanta is not the new Black Hollywood. That Atlanta is not this black city of excellence. that in reality, Atlanta is the exact opposite of what people say that it is. That's real talk. That Atlanta is dangerous, not in a criminal aspect, not only on a criminal aspect, but just overall life. Like, it dawned on me, I'm like, yo, you know, why would I live in a city where the CDC is within minutes away from that major city? Like, the CDC is in Brookhaven. And I'm not trying to connect the dots, but Atlanta does have they're high in numbers when it comes to HIV rates. Like I said, I'm not trying to connect the dots, but it is what it is. I mean, people have caught on. They know that, hey, it ain't the place anymore, man. That here I am, I'm paying $3,000 a month to stay in a so-called luxury one-bedroom apartment on a 50th floor in Buckhead, and it's still I gotta deal with niggas. I still gotta deal with roaches. As if I'm living in the projects and on Section 8. That's real talk. Most people that are living in Atlanta right now, if they haven't moved, they stuck. And it's a shame. It's a shame. The gig is up. You can't squat in no mansions anymore. They got security now in Kroger parking lot. So you can't park your car there and sleep overnight in your car. U-Haul wants their U-Haul trucks. You can't, they got cameras, security cameras now in these storage places. So you can't sleep there at night either. Can't sleep on your friend's or uncle's or cousin's couch because he got evicted. The gig is up. The gig is up, man. And Atlanta was never this great black city. How can Atlanta be a black city when it's not owned by blacks? And it's not ran by blacks. And I know what you all gonna say, oh man, miss me with that. We got a mayor, black, black this, that, so forth. Yeah, true indeed. You do. But they're nothing but puppets. Just can't see the strings. Or the puppeteer that's controlling them. That Atlanta, just like any other city, is controlled, operated, and ran by white supremacy. It's business as usual. It's just that blacks really thought that and bought into it, that was the, man, if I move to Atlanta, man, problem solved. No. You fell for the okie dokie. You know, a few black movies came out, you know what I'm saying, and was produced in Atlanta, you know, Tyler Perry. I'm talking about how everything gelled in together and how they packaged Atlanta up with a fucking, in a nice shiny box with a bow tie. You know what I'm saying? At the time, this is prior to the pandemic. At the time, you know what I'm saying, Tyler Perry, you know, bought that land and he made Tyler Perry Studios. You know what I'm saying? The Migos was popping. Atlanta had hip hop on lock. You had tech companies and all types of businesses moving into Atlanta. That was back then. Black Panther came out, Wakanda Forever. That was filmed in Georgia, not in Atlanta actually, but around Atlanta, like not too far from Atlanta. Now, the gig is up. The energy is gone. And now Atlanta is just a cesspool. That's what it is. Full of perverted motherfuckers. You know, shit that you would never want to see while walking in Piedmont Park at night. Real shit. Niggas on the DL. Motherfuckers having orgy parties and satanic rituals, performing satanic rituals in fucking mansions and shit. Swingers. Motherfuckers exchanging wives and husbands and fucking each other. Just some of everything that's happening there. As the old people would say, it's something in the water. And it is. Atlanta gets its drinking water from Lake Lanier. And if anyone knows about the history of Lake Lanier, you know that that lake is cursed. The gig is up. And there's no more pretending anymore. Everybody knows what Atlanta's about. And for those that stay behind, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. I think that there's something that's coming. And whatever that something that's coming, it's going to happen to Atlanta. A big event. Why? Because black folks have always been collateral damage. We're the guinea pigs of America. So if they want to stage something or put us under martial law, whatever it is, and they can, hey, well, let's just do it in Atlanta. Shit, who cares if a few blacks, you know, unalived or unalived? Who cares? I would tell you, if you're living in Atlanta, get out. And nowadays, it's just best to move in the country. Straight up. And I'm not talking about in the country in Georgia, because see, this is what's so crazy. Outside of 285, right? Inside of 285 in Atlanta, you got classism. So if you think black people gonna help you, they ain't gonna help you worth shit unless you got some money. You got some money, then we could talk. But if you don't have shit to offer, ain't nobody gonna help you. Atlanta's click the fuck up. Ain't nobody gonna help you. But outside of 285, there's a thing called racism. You got quite a few sundown towns in the state of Georgia. See, I think y'all forgot. If you didn't know, I would let y'all know right now that Atlanta's the only really safe place to live in the state of Georgia. They caught a police officer, a Marietta, Cobb County police officer, that pulled a white lady over off of Highway 75, if I'm not mistaken. And it was recorded. They had it on 60 Minutes. I seen it myself. The white lady wanted to reach for her phone. And she said, "Can I reach for my phone?" And the officer said, "Yeah, go ahead, use it." And she was like, "I'm scared." And the officer was like, why are you scared? He said, "We only kill black people." That's what the white officer said to the white lady. Cops outside of Fulton County will be quick to tell you, if you black, take your ass back to Atlanta. Straight up. I'm glad people moving out of that place. And I hope they're moving out of Metro Atlanta overall, because see, Atlanta's small. But when people are talking about Atlanta, that live in Atlanta, and you're hearing it, and you ain't never been to Atlanta, you think Atlanta's, man, big, and it's not. Metro Atlanta is big. Metro Atlanta has, it's a combination of different little towns and cities and shit, like Marietta, Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, Roswell. The list goes on. Buckhead. Well, Buckhead is in Atlanta. And Sandy Springs is in Fulton County, but still, they're not part. Buckhead is Atlanta, but Sandy Springs is its own entity. But it's in Fulton County. And if I'm not mistaken, Roswell is too. But Dunwoody is not. But like I said, Roswell and Sandy Springs is not part of Atlanta. Alpharetta. So yeah, man, I'm glad the gig is up. I'm glad that people caught on to the shit, and now they're turning around. And they're saying to themselves, this shit is too fucking expensive. How am I paying these ridiculous prices? How am I fucking, as far as dealing with rent? How am I sitting here fucking trying to make ends meet and struggling? And I'm supposed to be living this fast and like a great life. Like my lifestyle's supposed to be popping. It's supposed to be lit. Like, I'm supposed to be going to the strip clubs and the regular clubs, but now the regular clubs ain't shit. Cause ain't nobody dancing. Nowadays you go to the regular clubs, they got hookahs and booths that you can rent out. And everybody's just taking selfies and shit. And no one's dancing. Matter of fact, there ain't even a dance floor to dance on. Everybody's playing a wall. And it's like, what are you going to the club for? Because back in the days, you used to go to the club to meet females, but you can't meet females anymore. Because they got a booth they renting out, and they popping each other's ass. They twerking on each other. And then you go over there, you try to talk to one of them, they tell you thirsty. And for the man, a woman that's trying to find a decent man, you can forget about it. That man nowadays, like other men, what's the point? What's the fucking point? Atlanta's just this one big ass, I'm not even lying, I'm not making this shit up. It's just this one big ass club. That's what it is. If you into some freaky shit and you got the money and you like partying, and I'm talking about sniffing, tooting up and all of that shit, and just there's no boundaries, there's no lines that you don't cross, hey, Atlanta's perfect for you. Be my guest. Move there. Real shit. And I know, like, there'll be some Grady babies that get up here and say, you out of towners, you transplants fucked it up. And I'll admit it. I wasn't one of them, but I will admit that that's true. A lot of the Grady babies are people that are native to Atlanta. They pretty chill people. It was the people that came from other cities where their cities wasn't popping, where they couldn't do the freaky and nasty things because they stayed in small towns, where they couldn't do the freaky and nasty things that they wanted to do and get away with it because, they aren't live down the street. Or the population in that particular city and town was like 15,000, 50,000 people. And everybody knew one another. So the minute that you did some freaky and nasty shit, everybody would know. But in Atlanta, where the metropolitan area is over 6 million people, and you got other people that's freaky and nasty like you can do what you want to do. I'm going to leave you with this and then I'm done. It was the last straw. Now, taking heat, I've been left Atlanta. like 2019, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been 2018. But it was the last straw when I never forget it. You know, at the time I was doing Postmates, and I walked into this chicken spot in Buckhead, and I was picking up a delivery, and it was like 3 females, and I was like, God damn. And the motherfuckers turned around, and I was like, all right, it's time to go. If you know what I mean. It's time to go. I'm out.